When you're building data pipelines, how do you know your transformations are still producing correct results after changes? Well, this is where our new feature, Test Pipelines, comes in. Test pipelines let you run automated regression tests against your pipelines, validating structure and variables so you can catch issues before they reach production. Today, we'll walk through a real example, testing an e-commerce order metrics pipeline. Here's our transformation pipeline. It reads from an orders table, aggregates revenue and order counts by product category, calculates the average order value, then writes the results to an order metrics summary table. Notice it uses a schema pipeline variable. This lets our test redirect the pipeline to a temporary schema so we don't affect real data. Test pipelines are created like all other pipelines. You can navigate to your files and use the 3 dots to create one. It's important to keep in mind that test pipelines use a dedicated set of components designed specifically for testing. In this pipeline, we start by creating a temporary test schema using an SQL script component. The schema name includes the execution ID, making it unique every time the test runs. This ensures complete isolation. Next, we use the create table from values component. This is a test-exclusive component that lets you define mock data directly in the pipeline. No external files, no dependencies. Here, we're creating 5 orders across 2 categories, electronics with $750 total and clothing with $200 total. Simple, predictable data we can assert against. You will notice that this pipeline is failing to validate. In the case of this example, as already mentioned, we use a pipeline variable in the schema properties, as this allows us to not affect real data. What this means is that since the schema only gets created at runtime, Maya can't find it and reports invalid option, therefore giving us validation errors. However, when we run the pipeline, it will run fully without any runtime errors, as we will see later on in the video. For now, let's continue diving through the pipeline and just keep in mind that while we are seeing these validation errors, they won't affect our pipeline run. We also create an expected order metrics table with the known correct output, which we'll use for comparison later. The run pipeline to test component executes our transformation. Critically, we override the schema variable to point at our temporary test schema. This means the pipeline reads from and writes to our isolated test environment. Now for the fun part of assertions. We have 3 running in parallel, each demonstrating a different validation approach. Assert table checks that order metrics summary exists, has the correct columns with the right data types, and contains exactly 2 rows, 1 per category. Assert table values goes deeper. It verifies the exact data in the table. Electronics should show $750 revenue, 3 orders, and $250 average. Clothing should show $200 revenue, 2 orders, and $100 average. Compare table values takes a different approach. Instead of hard coding expected values in the component, it compares our output table against the expected order metrics table we created earlier. Great for complex scenarios where you want expected results. After all assertions pass, we drop the temporary schema. This keeps our warehouse clean and means tests are fully repeatable with no leftover data between runs. So let's run it. You can see each component executing, the schema is created, mock data is loaded, the pipeline runs, and all 4 assertions pass. If any assertion fails, the test stops at that point and reports exactly what didn't match, making it easy to diagnose issues. So that is test pipelines, the ultimate safety net for data engineering, giving you isolated execution using temporary schemas so you never mess with real production data. Don't wait for a production failure to find out something has broken. Start adding tests to your critical pipelines today. If you want to learn more about Maya, head to maya.ai.